before we go into this topic, I would like to talk about why I decided to take a webinar on specifically this topic. So, Tanushi gave my introduction, and apart from that, I would like to tell you that I'm based in Delhi and I've been building Alexa skills since 2017. And I was one of the first AWS certified Alexa skill builders in the world. But apart from building Alexa skills, I also ran a community of developers in Delhi. And we conducted monthly meetups, workshops, hackathons, and other developer events. But mostly at the end of these sessions, which were mostly attended by student developers, there was one common question which was coming up in all the sessions, and it was, how can I how can I generate a revenue in Alexa? How can I make a career out of Alexa? Because mobile development, web development, machine learning is popular with everyone, but Alexa being an emerging field, students are a bit skeptical regarding the career scope. So these were the common questions which came to me. And if you guys are also having the same question and you want to also learn how to best invest your time and creativity into building Alexa skills, which in turn generates revenue for you, I think this is going to be the right session for you. We will. I will be speaking about all the ways to. Oops. Well, someone else shared his hands.
Would like to interrupt Ashish for a moment, and I'd request all of us to kindly mute yourself so that there are no disturbance while the webinar is going on. Thank you. Ashish, you can take forward. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Is my screen back on?
Yes.
All right. So let's start with it. So let's before we start with looking into the ways you can make money with Alexa skill, let's just do a brief overview of where Alexa stands today. So Alexa is growing very fast. Like over the last few years, like Alexa is already available in 15 plus countries like India, US, UK, Germany, Spain, Japan, and a lot of countries across the globe. And there are already 150 plus Alexa products which are coming built in with Alexa, not just the Echo devices from Amazon, but there are mobile phones like Redmi Note 8. There are cars like a Tata car which is going to be released soon. Which these devices, there are both speakers, both headsets. These are coming with Alexa built in, and then there are over 28,000 products that work with Alexa. For example, the smart lights, smart ACs, smart televisions, all the smart devices which are built by some other manufacturing company, but you can use an Alexa device to control them. Next up, we already have over 1 lakh Alexa skills in the Alexa Skills Store in India, and that's a huge number. And this number has been growing exponentially, which basically means that the Alexa skill market is not dead. It is growing. It is ever growing, and people are working day by day on building good Alexa skills. And of course, if there are so many Alexa skills, then which it is directly proportional to the fact that there are hundreds or thousands of developers who are devoting their time and energy into building Alexa skills. So these numbers should give you a good reason to start building for Alexa, because if so many people are investing their time and creativity into building Alexa skills, there must be some good returns associated with that. But then, even if you are convinced, then you might still ask the question, yeah, everyone is building an Alexa, but why should I specifically build an Alexa skill? What would I get from building an Alexa skill? If these are the questions which are currently popping up in your mind, then I think you're on the right track. So let's talk about why you should build an Alexa skill. So first of all, we will talk about developer incentives. What, as a developer, you get from building an Alexa skill. So there are three developer incentives. These developer incentives are directly from Amazon. The first one is AWS Promotional Credits, second is developer rewards, third is the incentive programs. We will talk about all of them now. The first one being AWS Promotional Credits. If you guys have built an Alexa skill before, you know that an Alexa skills code or backend or programming logic is hosted generally on AWS. And AWS although has a very generous free tier, it does take some, like there are some bills associated with it. If you run over that free tier, you have to pay actual money to keep your web service or any software that you are using on AWS running. So AWS Promotional Credit is a program by Amazon in which they give you $100 in credits to use whenever you publish your first Alexa skill. And if the Alexa skill you publish it incurs charges while being live, then you get additional $100 every month. So this money you can use to try out different AWS services. They're not just for Alexa. The good thing about is that these credits are applicable not just for Alexa skill but any service which is available on the AWS platform. So this is a good one. The next incentive is even better. These are called the monthly developer incentives. So all you have to do is build an Alexa skill and you will earn some swag. Like as a student developers, we all love swags. And some of these swags include t-shirts usually, but there sometimes in some months there have been gifts and bonus incentives like PlayStations, headphones, the gift vouchers. Right now, I think Amazon is providing an gift voucher for as an incentive. Now, how can you get these incentives? You have to build a skill for that month, and usually every month they set up a target. Like if your skill gets 500 users in 30 days, then we will reward you this. So you can go to this link and you can check out what the incentives for this month are, what are the rules for this month, and how you can get them. We talked about incentives, but you must be saying that these all that I told you, these t-shirts, this PlayStation, these are all swags and stuff basically, but they are not actual cash amount, cash reward. They are not actual money that you can use. If that's the question, then you are right. So let's see, where is the actual money involved with building Alexa? We have talked about the credits, we have talked about the t-shirts. These are all just swags. But how can you actually make some money in the Alexa platform? Before that, there is something you need to realize. When you are building for a mobile app or a website, what is the easiest way to make money? Advertisements, right? Like as soon as you open a mobile app, you pretty much see an advertisement one way or the other. And as a user, let's be honest, we all hate advertisements, even if we see them on a mobile app or on a website. But we hate the place where we hate advertisements the most is when we hear them, like on YouTube. When we want to start a video, there nowadays they are playing two ads simultaneously, and we have to skip them both, and it's quite irritating. So Amazon did some early user studies, and where they find out that users really they found out the exact thing. Users really hate when they are supposed to hear advertisements, and they decided to go the route where they never have to put advertisements in an Alexa skill, because that will genuinely diminish the customer experience. So the advertisement model is not there for you as developers. So let's look at what the other alternatives available for us. So after advertisement, the next best way to make money from any software or any mobile app or a website is to ask the user for actual money, basically asking the user to pay. Luckily, that format also works with Alexa. Let's look into how that works. So, and while building an Alexa skill, it also has something called as in-skill purchasing. Relate in-skill purchasing to in-app purchasing. Like you might have seen mobile apps where they offer different kind of purchases inside app. These purchases can be lives in games or a subscription model like in Hotstar or Netflix, or it can be anything like any digital content. The same way, the easiest way of making money through Alexa is by selling premium digital content. These content can be arranged in segregated in three different ways. The first one is one-time purchase, the second is a subscription, and finally the third one is consumable. Let's understand them all. How you will serve. in these three models. So first of all is one-time purchase. Take an example of you going to a bookstore and you like a book and you buy that book and come back home. Now, you don't have to pay each month to keep that book. Even say you have read that book now, you don't have to pay the next month as well. You just have to pay one time and you own that book for your whole life, basically. So this is how the one time purchase model works. You pay for something once and you don't have to pay for it again anytime ever in life. So this is the OTP model. The next is subscriptions. Subscriptions, as the name suggests, are very similar to your Netflix subscription, your Hotstar subscription, or say, for example, your newspaper subscription, or the maid who comes to your home to do some stuff. A subscription can be anything which for which you pay on a regular basis. And lastly is the consumables. Consumables are the most interesting one because you must have seen them everywhere if you are into mobile games. But as an example, just think of it this way. Say you're going to McDonald's or Burger King and you order a burger, you pay for that burger, you get that burger, you eat it, and now you have to go home. But what if you just go to the counter again and say, hey, I paid for the burger, so give me another one because I have already paid for it. The cashier will give you a blank response because that's not how the world works. Consumables are basically similar to one-time purchases, but once you have consumed that product, you have to buy a new one. So if you ate a burger, then to get a new burger, you have to pay again. In a similar way, if you have a life in a game, if you are making a game with 5 lives and say one of your character dies once, your character dies the second time and dies all the 5 times, after that you offer him, hey, do you want to continue the game? Then pay $1 to get an extra life. So the user pays the money, he gets in life, he continues the game, and he dies after a while. Then he cannot continue again because he has already paid it. But if he wants to continue, he has to buy another life and he has to pay you again. The same way the consumable model works. So I hope that is clear, and let's move ahead. So you can basically sell virtual game products, expansion packs, powers, equipments, characters, and more. And you can also uh, sell products like stories. Or for example, if you are making a quiz game on Alexa, then you can sell categories like um, one category is free, and if you want to unlock multiple categories, you have to pay a certain amount. So and while the user is playing the game, if he gets an answer wrong, then you can say tell him that, oh, you lost your life. If you want to continue your streak, then you can pay this amount. So within the same skill you can have different models as well. So the your in skill purchasing strategy can be segregated into all these three models. Next up is some of the example of the most famous skills around the world which are using in skill purchasing. The most of them are usually games. There is Kids Code, Jeopardy, Song Quiz. All these use it in the same format where they give you a new category or some extra lives for a certain amount of money. And then there are skills like sleep sounds which help you, which basically play an audio on loop which help people sleep. You may ask, how are they charging for money? So basically they have segregated their content into two formats. If you want lower quality audio, that's for free, but if you want higher quality audio, then you have to pay a certain amount, somewhat similar to what these music services like Spotify or Ghana or Savan do. In the same way, you can see, but all that we talked about till now was for premium digital products. You were not giving the user anything physical, you were just selling him digital experiences. But what if you want to sell a physical good or a service? Then you can also do that via Alexa. So if say for example you have a flower shop or you are a restaurant and you want to deliver products, deliver an order, you want the user to be able to order food through Alexa and want to deliver it to his home and accept payments via Alexa, then that is also possible. The difference here is this doesn't come under in skill purchasing. This is covered by Amazon Pay. So using Amazon Pay, you can create a skill which can accept a food order, or if you have a clothing store, or you want to the user to pay for membership fees for gyms, hotel reservation, book tickets, things like that. Any physical good or service that comes under Amazon Pay. This is different from in-skill purchasing. Some of the skills around the world which use Amazon Pay for making money through the users are 1800 flowers. They are a flower delivery service. Then there is a London Theatre Direct. This skill allows user to book tickets for movies via their Alexa skill. Then there is a ES beverage skill. They sell beverage, basically coffee and other beverages through Alexa. And ferns and petals and laundromats are also following a similar model. Okay, so we talked about how we can make money as a incentive from Amazon, as how we can ask a user directly for money. Now let's look into one more way of making money, which is through Alexa developer rewards. This is an Amazon incentive like the monthly incentive programs and the AWS credits, but the only difference here is the Alexa developer rewards pay you actual hard cash. The amount comes directly to your bank account and you can withdraw and use it any way you like. So this is the only difference, and this is actually one of the best way of making money through Alexa uh, in today's date. So let's look at the eligibility criteria. So the developers of skills with the highest customer engagement are paid monthly by Amazon. The only requirement is that you have to be an developer based in India and you have to build some skills which have good customer engagement. There are currently 8 eligible categories like education, food, audio, games, trivia, health, and more. You can check that at the following link. And the user engagement is calculated on a lot of factors like how much time the user used your skill for, how many new customer you are getting in this month, how many returning customers, how long did the user use your skill. All these things culminate into uh, they don't have a set benchmark that you have to get 300 users or 400 users. They just do something generic which they haven't disclosed yet, but this is actually a real good way to make money. And developers in over 22 countries have already received millions of dollars through this program. And even I know a few people here based in India who are receiving every month of about 50,000 to 70,000 of the passive income in their accounts. They just build a skill once. Now everyone is using their skill, enjoying it, and these developers are making money. And they don't have to invest that much time into maintaining the skill as well. So this is a really good way. Like passive money is the best way money. Some of the skills which are quite popular in India and around the world, escape the room. It is a escape adventure game. Another is phone genie. Phone genie is a skill which can help you find your phone through Alexa. And there are audio skills like Hanuman Chalisa, Vishnu Sahasranam, which are very popular among Indian households. Then there are game skills like Yes Sire, and meditation skills also are quite popular. Basically, any skill which is popular and is in one of the 8 eligible categories and is built by an Indian developer is eligible to get paid through the developer rewards program in India. Okay, so these were the direct ways of making money through N-Skill. So there are some indirect ways as well, which we will be now talking about. Like, so the first way is to, and third overall way is to sell your skills. This is an interesting one because I particularly, as a developer, I mostly use this method of making money with Alexa. And so what I mean by sell your skills is that you have to make you earn revenue by selling your knowledge, your skill set, the time and efforts that you learned into building Alexa skills. Basically, you can use your Alexa skill development to build Alexa skills for someone else. As an indie developer, you can look for opportunities on different freelancing websites, different companies, and also contact people in your network if they require an Alexa skill for their business. Like when mobile apps started, people used to contact like the best way to start is to through your network. People used to contact to the people people they are connected to, asking if they need a mobile app for their business, and they used to build it for them. And through the word of mouth, their personal business grew. In a similar way, Alexa is also very new. You can start approaching people in your family, your friends, your family friends, and you can ask if they need any Alexa skill for their business. And apart from that, there are many freelancing websites like Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, Guru.com, TopTal. You can just look for them, and there you can see if any Alexa skill development requirement is there, and based on that, you can look into the project and build an Alexa skill for them. I personally have been building a lot of Alexa skills for different brands. I have built from small to medium scale businesses to even big brands, and also collaborated with artists as well into building Alexa skills. So far, I built around 240 different Alexa skills for all these brands, and some of the most popular ones are these. So I built it for Reebok last year. Then the latest skill is for Lysol. I collaborated with DJ duo Axwell Ingrosso. Then Bic, I made one. Then Workshop Coffee, Purell is a name which you might have heard. So these are some of the
Hello,
examples.
hello, sir.
Um,
Hello, sir. Sir, which programming are required for Alexa?
Sorry, can you come again?
Which programming language are required for Alexa skill?
So you can basically start up with any language. Like if you are comfortable with Python or JavaScript or Java, like if you're comfortable with any one of them, just use that. But if you are a beginner and want to start up with one language, I will suggest go ahead with JavaScript, because most of the tutorials and code samples that you will find around the internet will for Alexa will be in JavaScript.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, so this was the third method. The next method is to work with an Alexa agency. So, what is an Alexa agency? So, Alexa agencies are basically some software companies which are recommended by Amazon for building Alexa skills. So, what usually happens is, if I'm a big brand based in India and I want to build an Alexa skill, they will reach out to Amazon directly saying that hey, they need an Alexa skill. And what Amazon will do, Amazon will recommend an Alexa agency. So if then and then that brand will go reach out to that agency, and then the skill will be built. So what happens in this way is that since the recommendation is coming from Amazon, that Alexa agency gets a lot of credibility, and it also generates a lot of business. And the brands will also feel that since they are a preferred agency, they will deliver good software, a good work, and they can trust them. So that if you work with an Alexa agency, you have a good chance on working with on some top notch brand projects. And India currently has these 7 agencies right now. You can look at the go to the link and read more about them, and this will be an ever growing list. So right now there are 7 registered agencies with Amazon, and more such agencies are coming up every day. And these agencies from around the world, they work with really good brands, and they also build some of their own skills. Like some of the most popular ones which have been built by an Alexa agency recently were the skills for OnePlus or Xiaomi. There was a movie released last year, I think it was called Zero. Then an agency from India collaborated with Red Chilies Entertainment to build an Alexa skill for them. Then there is a Starbucks Alexa skill, Stephen King's Alexa skill. Then there is Sesame Street. All these skills have been built by such agencies. Next way is to work with an Alexa partner. How Alexa partner differs from an Alexa agency is that Alexa agency works on building Alexa skills, while an Alexa partner works for building tools for Alexa skill developers. So they don't directly build Alexa skill, they just build some software which helps someone build a better Alexa skill. So some of these companies are here, and like for example, one of these company, Bespoken, they build some testing tools. If you have worked with a mobile or web platform before, you know that automated testing or unit testing is a very important aspect of software development. So in similarly in an Alexa skill as well, Bespoken is a company which works on building Alexa tools. Then there is a dashboard. Dashboard provides analytics. Jargon is used for internationalization. Like if you want your Alexa skill to be present in more than one countries, like in Spain and India and in different regions, then you can use jargon. And Jova is also another interesting Alexa partner. Jova is basically a cross-platform tool using which you can build Alexa skill, Google Action, Bixby capsule, all these three things using a single code base. It is similar to how Flutter or React Native work. So these were all the tools and agencies and partners that I talked about. But what if you don't want to work with any of them? Like you have your own idea and you want to pursue your own idea rather than working for someone or working on a different person's project. Basically, what if you want to build your own business on voice? So there are a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurship as well in the using an Alexa platform. So let's just talk briefly about these method as well. So the first way where Amazon helps you is it's called Amazon Alexa Fellowship, and this Alexa Fellowship is fueling the future of conversational AI research. And what happens in this is they support advanced conversational AI research being done by PhD students and postdoctoral students. So this is mainly for PhD or postdoc students, and Amazon helps them by giving them a fellowship to build innovative voice solutions and work on their own voice startups. So this is the first way. The second one is the Amazon Alexa Accelerator. This is accessible to everyone. This doesn't have a limitation of you being a PhD student or a postdoc student. So this is an accelerator program which is powered by Techstars. Techstars is a very famous accelerator around the globe, and they support early age startups and help them gain traction, mentor them, grow their network, and engage with investors as well. And some of these most popular startups, they have already supported a lot of startups. So if you have any idea, any invoice that you want to pursue, you can definitely look into the Amazon Alexa Accelerator as well. And third way is to apply for the Alexa Fund. So Alexa Fund is not just an accelerator which will help you with network and everything. Alexa Fund is basically a real cash investment that Amazon puts into your voice startup. So Amazon has already funded up to 200 million dollars in venture capital fund in different startups across the globe. There is one Indian startup as well called Shuttle, which has received the Alexa fund, and they help the individuals grow ideas into successful voice businesses and products. So these were the ways. If you want to pursue an idea as a voice tech idea as a startup, you will definitely get support from Amazon as well. So look into that. And of course, lastly, there are hackathons. Like we as student developers love hackathons. We participate in hackathons from our first year, and they actually bring out the best in us. So Alexa team also conducts hackathons. There are online hackathons, offline hackathons, and these hackathons don't have any entry requirement as such. Like they can be for developers, designers. Even if you are new to Alexa, you can try to participate and build something. And even if you are just an Alexa enthusiast, you can participate and be a part of that hackathon. Right now, Amazon had this great Indian Alexa hackathon running on Hack Earth. Uh, Unfortunately, the time for participation has gone by. It is currently in its final stages, round three. But this is you can look into that to see how an Alexa hackathon works. So there are in this hackathon there were three rounds. The first round was you build an Alexa skill. First round was a quiz. You had to answer some questions. Answering them, you qualified for the second round, which was building an Alexa skill based on some themes. Now the final round, it was supposed to be an offline hackathon, the final round, but due to the coronavirus scare, it has been converted into an online round as well. So the final round is going on, and usually on Hacker Earth, TechGig, these platforms, the Alexa team hosts such hackathons. You can participate in the upcoming ones, and definitely that's a good platform. Like personally, I benefited a lot from participating in Alexa hackathons, and I have also won some prizes at Alexa hackathon. Like these are some skills of mine which won prizes at the hackathon. The best one was the Ganga Quest. It actually won the first ever Alexa hackathon in India, and apart from that, Science Wizard, Escape the Jungle, Knock at Door, Crypto Flash, all these games won prizes in different Alexa hackathons over the last 2 years. So I'm also participating in the Great Indian Alexa Hackathon final. So hoping for the best. So this was talking about the hackathons which are held in India. Next up is, and the last possible way as university students to make money from Alexa is the Amazon Alexa Prize. So this is a multi-million dollar university challenge, and this is not just about skill building. This is actually about advancing and pushing the boundaries of progress in voice. Basically, you won't be building an Alexa skill in here, but you will be in itself, and you will be working on NLP solutions, machine learning, and increasing Alexa's capabilities. You will create something called as social bots, which can talk on different kind of topics like entertainment, sports, politics, technology, and different topics with while taking care of users context. Basically, you are improving Alexa in the Alexa prize. So this is a like a yearly competition, and some top-notch universities from around the world participate in this one, and the prize money is really good, like around $2.5 million goes is the prize money for this season. And yeah, look, you can look into the Alexa prize as well, and hopefully we will have a winner from India very soon. So, so now we are pushing towards the second half of this session, and yeah, I will be summing up everything that I covered. So we talked a lot of ways to make money of voice. We
Hello, sir.
talked up, yeah.
Sir, can we make a Telegram or WhatsApp group so that all other can send their queries?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Hello,
Yeah, yeah. Please repeat.
sir. Can we make a Telegram group for this? If
Uh,
anyone have any query for the Alexa, they can put on there.
yeah, 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 sure. Telegram chat for this. Any other question?
Hello. I would like to interrupt in the middle,
Yeah.
and I think this question was from Chetan Patidar, and I believe for any further questions or queries, if you have, you can directly email us, or maybe in the conversation part, you can see on the screen there is like show conversation. You can also put there if you have any questions or any doubts you have, or maybe you can mail it to us, and I'll write the email that we have on the chat box itself, so those for your reference. So I think that would be the best way to so that we can also keep you updated for the upcoming webinars if we have, or any workshops that happens in Indore for you guys, right? Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's continue. We will have a Q&A session. I'm just about to wrap it up, and then we can have an elaborate Q&A session for everyone. So let's just sum up everything we covered. We talked about a lot of ways to make money with voice. We talked about the incentives directly from Amazon. We talked about the ways you can actually make cash from Alexa skills. We talked about the way you can start up and what kind of support you can expect. And finally, hackathons. So let's just cover everything. The first point is choosing the right monetization model. Here you have to focus on what works for you. Look whether a one-time purchase makes more sense for your product, or a label makes more sense. Just look into these things, like what kind of service you are offering, or whether selling your service comes in under the selling physical goods part. You have to look into that and decide on going the ISP route or the Amazon Pay route. Next up is provide engaging and fresh content. So this is actually very important. If you are building a quality Alexa skill, and say for example if you are building a quiz game, so the user will come to, and gets them right away, he again gets the same moment he comes, he will not feel that good. And the third day when he comes, he will again get the same set of questions. He's definitely gonna unsubscribe from your skill, because uh, he will see no point in continuing the subscription if you are not going to update your stuff. So you have to always make sure that the content that you provide, it is engaging and also it is updated frequently. And you have to also focus on quality. Like, there should be, Alexa works on a freemium model. Like, just like mobile apps, you cannot make an Alexa skill paid simply. Like, the user has to pay money to in order to start that Alexa skill. That's not how it works. Every skill has to offer some free product or some free experience to the user, and some part of it can be paid. That's how it will work. So you have to focus on quality. Like, you have to showcase the user that you have my free version is this good, and if you want to get more premium experience, then you can buy this subscription or buy this one time purchase or buy this consumable, things like that. Next up, you have to measure and optimize what's working for you and what's not. Like, you have to look into where the users are dropping out, whether how many users are purchasing your product. Are you charging them more money than most users want to pay? Like, look into these analytics data for your skill, see what works and what's not, and based on that, improve your monetization model. Next up, you have to believe in and show dedication to this paradigm. That basically means that you have to stick around long enough for money to come to you. Like, you have to wait for the returns. Like, it might take some time. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day. In the same way, the Alexa skill store wasn't built in a single day. You are not going to start earning cash in a single day. You have to keep involved, improve your Alexa skills, build, see what works for you, keep improving on your whatever knowledge you learn, and eventually the route will start becoming more clear. So you have to stick to this. And it is more important because currently the the complete platform is quite entry level. Like, it's been around for only 4 years or 5 years, but so there is a huge opportunity here, unlike mobile or web, which have been there for almost 15 to 20 years now. So there are a lot of people doing it compared to voice. So you have to get in now, and you can expect the returns to come manifold soon. And next up is explore new voice first ideas. Like I shared, there are many entrepreneurship opportunities, startup opportunities for you. So don't shy down from exploring new ideas and building voice products. Who knows that even your product can get support from Alexa Accelerator, or even better, get venture fund directly from the Alexa fund. So you can get investment from there. So think about new use cases, new problems that you can solve using voice, and build a product on top of that. And do actively participate in community events, webinars, hackathons, and interact with other fellow developers. Learn what they are working on, share your ideas, get feedback from them. See, the community is at a very young age now, and most of the people have just started with it. And even the most experienced guy in voice will be like 3 years experience, and which is basically considered as a fresher in the industry right now, and that's the most experienced guy in the voice industry. So it's not, it's a very active community, active and young community filled with all kind of people from different backgrounds, and everyone is on the same stage. So you won't feel singled out. So actively participate, discuss, or be part of meetups and everything. And lastly, most importantly, make some money with Alexa. That's the main point of this webinar. So that was all. Let's just have the round open for questions. Feel free to ask me anything about voice.
What is the first step I would prefer to go Alexa, to start Alexa?
Um, First step, I will say, um, is will be definitely to get familiar with Alexa skill building. Like if are you already familiar with building Alexa skills?
No, no. I'm big beginner.
Okay, then I will suggest learning a programming language, getting strong in that. If you are not comfortable with, if you are comfortable with something other than JavaScript, then go ahead with that. Otherwise, I will suggest picking up a JavaScript course, learning some Node.js, then start looking into more Alexa tutorials, start building something simple. Like think of any simple app idea which you want to convert to voice and build something simple. Like that's the first step. After that, you can start building more such of your ideas, and eventually down the road you will get to know yourself like how you can convert that into revenue stream.
Hello.
Okay.
I'd also like to add into what Ashish has said. Ashish, I think we also have this one basic tutorial, what we call it as a cakewalk, I think,
Yeah.
which is a whole tutorial for all the beginners who want to start with the building of Alexa skills. So I think I will share the link in the conversation section here, and you all can refer to it at least for the beginning part. And I believe that we can again have another webinar session for the basic Alexa skills on how, if you guys have have interest in building Alexa skills, you can join in and ask questions as many as you can at the in that particular webinar as well, right?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, Cakewalk is a very good resource to get started with Alexa. Tanishi will drop you the link, and you can just do that course. Like won't take you much time, but just to go through the complete course. There are written documentation available, code samples, and even a video series for that course. So you can follow it. Even if you are comfortable with JavaScript or Python, you can go through that course. But if you're not comfortable with JavaScript, I will suggest just do a JavaScript course before, then move on to Cakewalk. Like Cakewalk should be your first resource for learning Alexa. All right. Any other questions?
All these
Yeah.
things are
Hello, sir.
free of, or is
Uh,
it something chargeable?
Mostly it's free of cost. And the ones which will be paid will be covered under those AWS credits that I talked about. So you don't have to worry about paying anything. Like I built over 240 Alexa skills in last 2 years, and I haven't paid a single rupee from my pocket till now. So you don't worry about that.
Okay. All the tutorials also, like the
Yeah,
tutorials
yeah,
are
everything is free. Like I will be sharing some links in the next slide. Like once we are done with the questions, just go to that link. You will find all the resources and everything. All of them
okay.
are free. All right. Yeah, someone else had a question?
Hello, sir. What new
Yeah.
can we do with the existing Alexa skills?
Like you are asking as a user, what can you do?
No, I am asking as a provider.
Okay.
So, what new I can build with it?
Okay, that's like a very generic question. Like what, basically, a very short answer can be you can do almost anything that you want. Like, one way I will suggest to approach that will be go to the skill store. Like your question is, what should I build with Alexa, right? If I'm not wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
so the way I will suggest you to approach this question will be go to Alexa skill store, just like we have a Play Store and an App Store, we have an Alexa skill store as well. You can
Okay.
go to amazon.com itself or just in categories choose Alexa skill, see what are the top skills, see the skills which have a very good amount of reviews, see what they are doing. I will suggest try to build a spin-off of them. Think what you can improve to the what the people are already doing. That can be one way to approach it. If you are running short on ideas, see what others are building and based on that think about something. Otherwise you are always free to think of something original of your own. Like if you have seen a mobile app which is very popular
Mm.
and you think it can be even much useful and much more interesting with Alexa, then you can even look into doing that. Or lastly, you can even solve problems for your daily life. Like you are a college student, and if you want, like you want to know which which teacher is teaching today. Like you can make an Alexa skill which will give you the answers based on your timetable, and basically
Okay.
managing your day-to-day task. Like solutions start on an individual level, and you can just keep on building anything basically.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Okay. Anyone else?
I think there is one question one of the participants has put on the conversation section, which is can we conduct one meetup in Indore for Alexa? So I think that yeah, everything can be. We can actually have a meetup or a workshop here, but not in this month or maybe not in the April because of
Yeah.
the coronavirus outbreak that has been happening. So I would recommend all of us to at least stay home now that the colleges have been shut down and all the events have been cancelled. I know all of us are aware of it. So I believe we can plan it of having. I'm actually planning to have one meetup in Indore, but let's see when things get settled down. Let's have it.
Coronavirus coming suspended for now, and that's actually a good thing. You will get, even the colleges are shut down, like you have all the time at home you can devote to learning new technology, devote time to
Yeah,
learning Alexa, building Alexa skills. Just complete that cakewalk tutorial, that will give you a good head start in this domain.
yeah. So Ashish, let's just schedule again a participants. All those who have joined here on this webinar, do you want to have a basic introductory session wherein you start building your first Alexa skill? Because previously I was informed that everyone attending this webinar knows how to make Alexa skills, but I believe that we need to have this introductory session, so that you can also put this webinar's introduction into place, wherein you can also go with the in-skill purchasing and making money out of Alexa skills. So for we make one skill at least. So Ashish, I think we can also schedule one in the coming days probably.
Yeah, we can do that, like based on the availability of the students, mine, you, like we can figure something out.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So I think we will be coming back with the introductory session in which we can build the Alexa skills, and yeah, let's hope for the best. So I believe that we are done with the session here. If anybody has any more questions, you can still ask, or else we'll move forward with the towards the end.
All right, I guess there are no remaining questions, then let's just move ahead.
Sure.
Okay, so here are some links which will be useful for you to, as you go ahead on this Alexa development journey. The first one is the India landing page. Here you will find all the India related resources from Amazon. You will find meetups, webinars, city and models and company. Second is a the in India 2,500 plus developers. So if you run into any problems while building a skill, if you run into any question, you can go to that Slack channel and post your query. There are a lot of active developers and even Amazon employees involved in that channel. They will be readily help you out with your query. So you have a dedicated channel for your issues, so you don't have to worry about that. The third is the GitHub Alexa link. All the code samples related to Alexa skills are hosted on that GitHub page. You can look into that. So if you have taken down those links, I will move ahead to the next one. Lastly, this is the feedback for today's webinar. You can go to this URL and give us the feedback for this session, and also let us know what else would you like to learn about. We can definitely do an introductory Alexa session in the coming days, but yeah, go ahead through the course Tanushi shared, and hopefully we will see you again in the upcoming webinars. And lastly, These are my details. If you want to reach out to me, I'm available on Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, anywhere you want to connect with me and talk about voice. I'm readily available. And just a bit about me, I am the Alexa Community Evangelist of the Year for the last 2 years. Like I won the award for that, and I'm currently working as a conversational design engineer. I'm in the final year of my college, but I started working with a UK-based Alexa agency in a conversational design engineer role, which is basically a over glorified way of saying that I build Alexa skills. So it's the same thing, and my work involves building Alexa skills for all kind of brands, games, and everything. So yeah, reach out if you want to reach out to me. Feel free to connect on these platforms. And lastly, thank you for attending today's session. Like it's been great for me talking to you.
Yeah. So thank you
Thank you
so
so
much, Ashish, for giving us your time and sharing us the great knowledge that is going to be very helpful for all of us, along with the participants and all. And let's look forward to another webinar session, and we'll see you again in the next one. Yeah. And for all the other participants, I would request you to give your 30 seconds for the feedback form, in which you will be asked few details, and that's kind of an attendance thing that we do every time in every webinar. So kindly give your 30 minutes to the bit.ly/ASI underscore events link, and that's all, and we'll be communicating the next webinar details to you on the mail itself. So stay tuned for more, and keep exploring and keep building Alexa skills. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining this webinar. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
thank you.